It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the AFC South. It's the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts, and it comes your way next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today it's an intra-division matchup in the AFC South, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and for both of these teams that we're going to see, Charles, the future is kind of right now. You know, this is something you only see a handful of times in an NFL season where you've got a rookie quarterback versus a rookie quarterback.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the era we're in now. Because our dads, they didn't see rookie quarterbacks go against each other. In fact, it could be 2-3 years before they even saw the playing field. Nowadays, you get drafted, they expect you to play earlier, and these guys as competitors, they'll take their lumps early, but they'd rather be on the field.
Just about set for football. The veteran Matt Gay has it teed up, and we are underway now at Lucas Oil Stadium. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3 quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10. And Stroud now to throw. And got his man complete. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. 36 yards on the play.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Mixing up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Stroud now on 4th down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 17 yards on fourth. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, then
and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Joe Mixon, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Texans are on the board first here this afternoon. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with a football. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
1st and 10. Here's Richardson with it. A short throw pulled in by Woods.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here's the former NFL rushing champ. It's Jonathan Taylor. Down the right sideline.
And he gets this one down to the 24. 39 yards there. A big one.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Richardson looking to throw this.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Christian Harris there finding his way home to record the sack. So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
This pass caught. It's Woods.
And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Give him 30 yards there.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
Taylor diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
This almost has a feeling of a back-and-forth game, and we've seen that in evidence already with each of these teams' opening drives. This is what you call a quick answer as they go down the field in no time flat and finish with a touchdown run.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
Face man. Defense.
So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. (7-7) our score after 1. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Stroud. Throw right side, taken in by Collins. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Texans.
Stroud to throw it. This goes out wide for Mixon. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a 1st down.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. It's Mixon on the counter. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. But now he appears to be in some pain. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Here's Stroud.
Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball,
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
1st and 10, it's Richardson. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
3rd down and 1. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
Richardson now on 2nd down. And that one's going to come up a little short. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Richardson.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On 4th down, the Colts will call on Rigoberto Sanchez for the punt.
Back deep is Steven Sims.
And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
Houston set to take over. The last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
DeForest Buckner using that size to force his way in there and make the stop behind the line.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Stroud on third down now. And Stroud wisely slides down safely after picking up the first down.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
As we both know, there's a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
To the right side and caught by Dell.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Throwing now is Stroud.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. That is caught by Dell. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, back to you two in just a bit. But first, welcome everyone to downtown Orlando and our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was Joe Mixon who had it working in the first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On second down, it's Taylor. Shifts past him, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on. This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here comes third down and 7. Now it's Richardson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. On the return is Sims. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Texans will take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. He's got it to Collins, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Mixon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and a couple. Stroud looking to throw. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
First and 10, it's Pierce. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. Stephon Diggs, 25 yards for the touchdown, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Great corner route there, not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point.
It's good to make it 17-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it's finished off by the touchdown by Stephon Diggs.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10.
Richardson looking to throw.
And his throw here's incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
3rd quarter here in Indy. This is 2nd and 10. Now Richardson. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Taylor.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd down, it's Richardson to throw it. He'll drop this down to Taylor,
and he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
That run, a 1st down pickup of 8.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the 1st down.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
At their 49-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Now Richardson back to throw it. He'll get the hook up there to Woods. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41.
Richardson looking to throw this. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. He has enough for the 1st down of the keeper, a gain of 6. Well, with him trailing here in the 2nd half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who will say, hold it a second, I have a little bit of fearlessness to my game. It isn't working as well the other way. Let's see what I can do to help my team this way. And boy, he did it there.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
2nd and 10. Here's Richardson to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone is hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Back to throw. Richardson. Touchdown, Colts.
Josh Downs,
27 yards.
and the Colts have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Now Stroud. Oh, he still makes the catch, even though it was tipped at the line. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. And Stroud now to throw. That's underneath to Pierce.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Play action. Here's Stroud. That's good. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Colts pick it up. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Richardson now. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Shoves him aside. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Able to find a lot of empty space there. Picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter. Picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Second down, another run with Taylor. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Here we go. First and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts have taken a fourth quarter lead.
There it is, partner. You see it. 4 fingers. What does that mean?
Fingers. That signifies the fourth quarter's here.
That's right. Who's going to dominate? Usually both teams are holding them up. We own the fourth quarter, what we found out so far. 2 touchdowns here, and now they've taken the lead.
Yeah, second one putting them in front. You know what I see on the other sideline, though? It seems like they've tensed up, had that lead. They were playing not to lose it, and they've lost it.
That's a great observation. When you play not to lose, you usually don't win.
Now, though, they'll have the opportunity to respond. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So Stroud and the Texans down 21-17. Less than 90 seconds to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down. Stroud. He gets this complete to Diggs. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow.
And what a throw that was, Charles. You think about the situation, close game, fourth quarter, rookie quarterback. He doesn't seem fazed one bit.
So much for bright lights, big city, and will he wilt? Not at all. The stage not too big, the moment not too big at all. They needed points on that series, and not only did he produce a touchdown drive, but how about finishing it off with a big play that only adds to the momentum that they've already established.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Pretty clean and simple there, just 2 plays, the long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. Now it's the Colts' turn, trailing by a field goal. 53 ticks to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Here's Richardson. Got his man, it's Woods. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Keep our boys. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Now 2nd and 4. Richardson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. But just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches. Now Richardson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, they picked up yardage, but they've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it. They've got 1 timeout left, want to save it.
Well, this offense still has the 1 timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Richardson to throw it. And not a whole lot there, maybe 3 yards on first down.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, 1 guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. This one no doubt important for Matt Gay. This to potentially send us to overtime. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to tie things up in the final minute. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. Four quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
So the Texans will have the first opportunity here in the overtime session as we are back underway. Taking it about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
First throw of overtime, Stroud. Throw right side, taken in by Collins. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Stroud on 3rd down now. Now he'll escape to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. But nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
And they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Pierce. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 34.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A handoff to Mixon. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Stroud's throw taken in by Diggs. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. That is caught. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 15-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7. Leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Touchdown, Houston.
Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball, definitely coming from his head coach.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Now Richardson gets his shot here in OT. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Now it's Richardson. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Going for it on 4th, Richardson.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, Fourth down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.